Hello, friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is gonna be a good day. So I'm just riding to work. Hello. All right. So for those of us that's seen my face for the very first time, I hope this audio is good because let me quickly show you. So I have a lapel mic, so I had to run it and plug it straight to my phone. I hope it's well. Maybe during post production I'll get to so let's get to it. All right, so today I'm going to be talking about a very sensitive topic. Oh, let me check if I lock my door. Seconds. Seconds. All right, so come back. All right, yeah, the door is locked. All right, let's go. So today I'm going to be talking about a very sensitive all right, let's get on the road. Okay, so yeah. All right, so let's go. So today I'm going to be talking about a very sensitive topic. The reason why I started cycling to work. So I did the very first version of it, but honestly I didn't like the audio output, so I decided to do the audio, record the video again. So that's why I'm doing the video today. So welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Share it with your friends, especially if you have anybody around. Not really even if you have anybody, but just subscribe and share this video for more tips. And yes, of course I will be sharing tips on riding in Lagos, or back to my general knowledge about cycling and all of that. So yeah, let's get into it. So let me hit the road before I start the main video. So I stay a very long distance to my office. It's about 15 kilometers to my office. Straight from my very house is 15 kilometers to my office. So to some people it's quite long, but to me it's not anymore, because I found it so even short. Probably because I ride every day, so it's now everyday thing for me. Understand? So let me get straight into the topic. All right, so I started cycling sometimes last year, April 2022. Yeah, so I got my first bike in April, I think April 26, if I remember so well. April 26 or 16, thereabout. Good morning. So since then it has been fun, and there are other challenging parts to it that I would also love to share. So this video is coming into about 3 segments. The first one that I'm doing today is about the reason why I start cycling or bike commuting to work. And the second video is going to be about disadvantages of cycling to work. And the third video is gonna be if you are staying in an environment just like I am staying, you know, how you can get your motivations to get on the bike and the things that you need to check. Of course, the things I checked, I didn't just get on the bike because for one reason or the other. After my reasons and my decisions and all, so I had to do some check, make sure that I'm in good hand before I jump on the bike, or before I start to doing bicycle things. So let's get into the video of today. Please don't forget, subscribe, like, and share this video. That's the only way you can also get to help me. And drop your comments in the comment section. You have opinions, you have your own experience, you can share with us in just, you know, short message or text. All right, so it's been 6 minutes of introduction, so let's get straight into the video. All right, like I said, I got my first bike, a road bike, in April 2023, and since then I've been on the road. So the reason why I started cycling, it's actually a long story, but I'm gonna cut it short for the sake of this video, so that we don't have a very long length video. So when I moved into Lagos, so of course I stayed somewhere for a while before I moved to my own apartment, and that's where the story began. So I got an apartment right where I stay now, and then I also got a loan. So the loan I got was part of most of the reason why I choose cycling. Actually, it was a blessing in disguise, you know. So I took a loan from the office to rent an apartment, and by the end of the month, whereby the money has been deducted from my account or my salary, so the rest, I mean, it's not even enough for me to take care of myself, not to talk of external expenses and all. So to cut the long story short, so I started thinking about how to create a financial freedom for myself. So how do I do that? So I started thinking so hard on how to make this happen, because as at then, where I live now, currently now, to my office, it's about 600 naira, with 600 naira Nigerian currency, or 500 naira thereabout. It will take me to the office and bring me back, because as at then, fuel price was still a bit reasonable. Then you know, you get to live on even small money, so no pressure at all. Not like now, whereby you are spending like 1.5 to work and stuff like that. So it was pretty much easier then. But even as low as it is, 500 naira, 600 naira, it was somehow hard for me to get along with the 500 naira, 600 naira. Of course, the very first 2 months I got the apartment, I was able to you know, fund myself, get transport to work and all of that. But after then, you know, the money started affecting, and I realized that this is a big problem, because every second week, I mean 2 weeks to the end of the month, I'm already struggling financially. I mean, sometimes I will not eat before I go to work. Sometimes it's cassava that I would take. So it was very, very, very hard, and it got some points, depression set in. Of course, as a man, you want to, and at this age, you want to, start having some basic things. You want to have some basic things in life. You don't want to, and looking at your mates, you see things like what they are doing right, what they are doing best, and looking at where you are and all of that. So it was very, very discouraging as at that time. So I was literally living hand to mouth. So even though I have other skills that I can work with, that can fetch me money, but it wasn't enough because I didn't have, as at that time, I didn't have a system to work with. So I'm just, trying to, and thank God I have a good phone, and it's the same phone I'm using till now to record this video. So this phone has really served me a lot and helped me. I remember that one time like that in December last year, 2023, I got a contract whereby it's the phone that I used to do all the work and video editing. Of course, I'm a video editor, stick graphics and all of that. So it was a very challenging moment for me. In fact, with the way I'm telling the story now, it's more harder and more. It's more harder then, and hey. So it was more harder and more challenging then. So it was more harder. Sorry about that. That's where I live. This is where I live, rather. So it was more harder and more challenging with the things that I went through back then. So to cut the long story short, like I said, I was already thinking of how to create a financial freedom for myself, how to make sure that I'm not begging, I'm not, because even as at that time, this slang or this thing was rampant. Am I using the right word? But it was everywhere then, that borrow me 2k, that is lend me 2k, lend me 2,000 naira. So it was everywhere then. So I have friends that are actually doing a bit better, but knowing the stage that they are, what they do, and requesting or borrowing money from them, it's like in Yoruba they will say, oh mommy, oh, they don't shame me, like you know me and you are still doing me. So, and they know that I stay in Lagos, so they expect me to at least have some certain funds, and based on where I work and the kind of people that they see me with on social media, so not actually big people, but they expect something massive from me, like at least I'm living comfortably a bit. But that was not the story on my own hand at all. I was literally struggling, big time struggling. So fast forward to April, to March thereabouts last year. So I was thinking of getting a bike, so I started watching videos on YouTube about cycling to work, the advantages, disadvantages, what I need to get, what I need to learn, stuff like that. So I started learning, watching videos on those things, so just to be sure I'm making the right decision. So it was a very, very long kind of lesson class for me, or how should I put it now? So I had to put myself under the training on learning on the internet before I get on the bike, because you can see, even in this video right now, you can see how vehicles are passing by. It's a very dangerous road. So I know that I have to develop that confidence, because I remember very well when I used to enter the bus, the public transport to work. I used to see what happens on the road, and I used to ask myself, am I willing to risk this? Am I willing to put myself on this very dangerous road and ride? And of course, my kind of work, sometimes I have to work late, so I have to leave the office by 8 or 7, and at some point when I didn't have a laptop, so I have to use the system in the office to run my personal stuff. So I'll leave the office around to 10. After 10, I've left the office around 11 p.m. thereabouts. For those of us that know Nigeria very well, Nigerian road very well, you should know a place called Long Bridge. So I'm actually heading towards Long Bridge right now. So I've heard so much bad news about that Long Bridge, how armed robbers do attack, and all of those tragic stuff that happens on the road. So, but I took it upon myself, like I said earlier, that this video is gonna be in 2 parts. But don't forget to subscribe and like and share this video. I'm not really going so fast because I want to make sure that I give you very good details on this video. That's why I'm going so slow. So I started gathering knowledge about cycling in a city whereby bikes are not really allowed or acknowledged. You can see this is a typical example of what I'm saying. You know, parking in the middle of the road. I mean, this is express road. The passenger is supposed to go wait at the bus station, at the bus stop, you know, to get his or her ride. But no, some people will just, or should I say, some people are so dumb that they will ignore the bus stop and come and stay and have to stand at the wrong place. And because the bus people too, they want to make their money, so they have to stop for them at the middle of the road, you know. And sometimes this cause their wrong parking, do cause accidents by the road, So you can see as trucks are passing beside me without even, you know, wow, how there's an accident around there, but you guys can't see it. So back to the story. So I had to go on YouTube to learn all of those things so that I don't be a victim of bad something, or regret the fact that I had to get the bike, or because I want to save funds, or I want to create a financial freedom for myself. So I had to go on YouTube, learn and watch a video of, you know, series of things that has happened to a bike rider on the road. And I watched a video of some people actually I watched video of people actually go. So this is a one way, so I have different vehicle behind me right now. So it's a very dangerous road. So, and of course, because I know how to drive, so I gather the confidence and the knowledge that of cycling that I gather on YouTube. to pull up myself with confidence to get on the road, get on the bike and ride. And I must tell you, ever since, it has been a good experience for me. I mean, sometimes if I don't have money, I will just jump on the bike. I know that I will get to where I'm going safely. So that was how I was living back then. Very, 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 very struggling. I was struggling financially so hard, but I fast forward to a very certain salary day like that. So I got some money. I did a deal in the office, and I had a deal through the office. So I got some money around 45,000 naira Nigerian currency. So I got the money. And luckily for me then, it was our salary week, so I was paid salary. So I had up to like 95,000 naira, because as at then I was collecting 50,000 naira Nigerian currency then as my monthly salary. So it was and of course as at then I had finished paying all the loans on the office, so I have enough money to so as at that time that I want to get a bike. Of course that day I didn't plan to get a bike. I was just feeling like, okay, now I have this money now. Will I throw this money on public transport, or I get something that can actually serve as a transport for me, whereby I don't have to spend all this money on transport? And so that very day, I got into a colleague of mine car and we drove to Ikeja. So I got down at Ikeja, enter a public transport to Ojuore in Ogun State, Nigeria. So that's where I got my very first road bike. Now, the funniest part of this story is that the exact place that I went to get my bike was my place of birth. I was born there. It was when I got the bike, I left the place. I was around Songwater Bridge, under bridge. Then I remembered, oh, this is my place of birth, stuff like that. Wow. And I got my first ride there. So it was very fun. So also it gives me the confidence and a reminder that God is going to protect me no matter what on the road. And of course, even as that God is going to protect me on the road, I don't ride anyhow. I don't argue on the road with other road users. I don't have fights with other road users on the road. Unlike because I know some people, especially in this Lagos, people are very crazy. I mean, some people are actually going through a lot, so that one small thing will not trigger their anger and they start to do stuff that it will all end in crisis. So I tried as much as possible to avoid all of those things that might bring drama for me on the road. And of course, if I should get any drama on the road, like now that I'm going to work, having to avoid dramas will get me to the office fast. But let's say before I even get here, I'm already engaged in one or two fights with other vehicles and let's assume that the person just stepped out of his vehicle and we started arguing, my time will drop and I'll be running late. So things like that I tried as much as possible to avoid. So that very day, continuing to my story, I had to ride from that place home. Good morning. So I had to ride home to, so I left the place around, I got there to the bike sellers around 10 thereabout. So I got back to Magboro because I stay in Magboro. So I got back to Magboro around to 12 in the night. That was my very long distance ride. I mean, and it was fun because the bike was, still new. I was able to pedal up and the bike was just responding. You can imagine the fun. Those of us that are watching this video that ride or I'm not an English person, so I'll try as much as possible not to shoot too much guns. So I for those of us that ride a brand new bicycle before, I'm sure we can tell how the feelings are. The kind of feelings that even with new vehicle or new car, you know how the feelings like. So exact way that I was feeling that day. Good morning. So exact way I was feeling that day. It was fun for me. I got home quite early. I told my neighbor that I was coming from so place. The person didn't believe me. He was like, "Are you serious? That place is very far." So I just I just love this bike. So to cut the long story short, since then I've been on the road. So moral of these stories is that there was an opportunity for me then to create a financial freedom for myself, whereby I don't have to struggle. Because I remember then, like I said, every 2 weeks to the end of the month, I used to beg for money. Yes, for transport to go home. I used to beg for money from my colleagues. Shout out to all my colleagues that are still with us and those that have left. I used to beg for money. I remember one or two occasions like that I was supposed to come to work that day because I run shift as an MCR operator. So my shift was in the afternoon. So I had to get on the road as early as possible because I don't have money. So I trekked to the main road, to the bus stop, and I was begging people for money for transport. It was so bad, and I used to beg from my friends that stays in other states that Lagos is more like a best option. Like somebody like me living in Lagos, they expect me to earn more, at least live a bit comfortable. Just like what I said, that the kind of people that I roll with, the kind of work that I do, so they expect me not to be one of the people that will begin to borrow from them. So, and of course, if I will have to borrow, it might be something, maybe I was trying to do transfer, I was trying to make a payment for something and it's not going, so I just ask for the assistance on what to do and I get to refund the money back for them. Immediately I have a good network. For most of them that's supposed to be the case, but in other words it's another thing entirely. So I was literally begging for money for transport, to eat, and sometimes I will call my mom and but I must tell you, now the question might be, or the question in your heart will be like, how does bicycle help you to create a financial freedom for yourself? Well, I can say that, good morning, I can say that it helps me in this way. And one is that I don't have any reason to ask anybody for money that I want to go to work again. So all I just have to do is make sure that my bike is in good condition and I'm ready to go. So that's one. So the issue of borrowing money from someone, or currently now as I speak to you, I don't have any spending money, but I have savings, and the savings, I don't want to touch it at all. So but here I am, I'm going to work. I'm not even bothered about what I'm going to, how I'm going to get back home, because I'm a kind of person that I love to cook a lot. So I cook my food, I ate this morning, and sometimes, most times, I do carry food to work. So during lunch time, I'll just bring out my food, or after our second broadcast of the day, I'll just go bring out my food, then I'll eat. So that's how I do my stuff. So that helps me to create that stress, remove the stress totally off my neck, of the anxiety of how am I going to get to work. And trust me, these things cause depression. I must tell you, it causes depression, whereby you are going to work and you don't have any money to go to work, and that kind of job is a job that you love to do. You're not just doing it about money, but you're actually doing it because you love doing the job. So it can be really, really frustrating whereby you don't have the money to go, and you are running out of time to get to work, all of those stuff. So it's very, very, very frustrating. And as at that time, I was depressed. The anxiety level is kind of going so high. So it wasn't a fun for me. I was scared of how I'm gonna live the next day and all. But trust me, ever since I got this bike, the whole thing has reduced. It has reduced a whole lot. So now I don't have to worry about how am I going to get to work the next day. So I know that my bike is in good condition. So all I have to do is just to wake up early, which is good for my health, and get on the bike, drink enough water, eat good food, and get to work. And like I said, I do buy food in the house, so most times I don't struggle with what to eat and all of that. So like last night, I cooked beans, and I had the remaining this morning as I was going to work, because I'm carrying my gaming laptop to work, so I don't want to have too much load on my back. So I had to just eat at home, and I have little cash with me that I can use to buy snacks and water when I get to the office. So that's how it is. I'm free from every financial anxiety, and my mind is clear. Plus the benefits of exercise that I used to get on the bike. So all of those things coupled together, that's how I get to save myself. And I was able to create a financial freedom for myself. Now this might look very, very, very poor, and that will be in the next video that I'm going to make. It's going to be in the next video that I'm going to make of the disadvantages of riding to work, especially in this part of this world. But I don't want to go into much details right now, but I hope you enjoy my story, and if you do, please do well to subscribe, like, and comment. Drop your thoughts on everything I've said so far. It's been 35 minutes of long ride, and trust me, I'm not even late to work at all. So that's one of the benefits of cycling to work. I get up early, not bother about what the conductor or a change or how I'm going to get to work. How I'm going to get back home. What am I going to eat? And of course, some months that I will receive my salary, or I'll do some other jobs. So transport is totally out of my budget. Yeah, I can say that for free. It's totally out of my budget. I only enter public transport maybe days that I'm not feeling so well, or I just feel like today I need to go with a transport, probably because I need to go see someone, or I need to do some very important things, and taking bicycle to the place I may not have a chance to change my outfit, and also, or maybe I want to go see a client, so I will just go with public transport. And I can tell you for free, I can count the numbers of days that I've entered transport, and I don't know why, but anytime or each time that I decide to go with a public transport, somehow it's always end up in disaster. Reason is that, let me paint a scenario for you. Let's say I remember a day that I went to work with a public transport. I got to the office. Of course, the fuel price has now increased, and in this part of the world, anytime the price of a commodity goes up, it hardly come back to the normal price. So if they sell something for like 1,000 naira Nigerian currency, and because of one thing happened in the exchange market, in the foreign markets, or with the exchange rate, stuff like that, and the price of the commodity increased to like 1,500 naira. See what I'm saying? Okay, why you park for here now? So if the price of the commodity increase, so, and you can't even say sorry. So sorry about that. These are one of the things that we go through. So back to my story. So there if a price of a commodity goes up by some percentage, it will hardly come back. For example, as at 2 weeks ago, dollar sells for like 1,800 naira to a dollar, but now as at today is at 1,200 naira, and the price of commodities, price of things that has gone up by 500 naira or 1,000 naira, to the normal price, and definitely will not come back to 1,000 naira. It will remain at that 2,000 naira or 1,500, which is, I don't know, to me it's not good for the economy. I'm not economics student, but I just feel like it's not good enough. So in this part of the world, when things goes up, it hardly comes back down. So this particular day, I used to enter, I mean, my budget to go to work that day was 1,500 naira to and fro. But getting to work that day, going back home, I realized that just to take a bus to my bus stop would cost me around 800 naira. So I was not happy that day, and I was like, I have to go into my account to withdraw another money so that I'll be able to go back home now. So I was not happy that I almost fight with the conductor, and yeah, you fight with the conductor, the whole kingdom of Agbero will bounce on you. So that was the case that very day. So like I said, anytime I want to go with public transport, there always be one kind of issue, but sometimes it's actually good and actually faster, especially when there is no traffic. It's actually faster and smooth. And sometimes if there is traffic, it's either they drop you where they're not supposed to drop you, or they charge you more. They charge you more. They will tell you that there is traffic now. You know, one thing which happen that will make them charge you more and more. So all of those things are the things that happens with going with public transport to work. Of course, yeah, these are road safety officers. They're trying to control the traffic. I had an accident here yesterday. I went here just after this roundabout. All these keke, they try to stop, but I don't know why they are here today. Maybe because I tagged them on the video, because I was recording just like this yesterday. So it was a very, very good, wonderful experience, you know, for me on the bike, and it has helped me in a whole lot of ways that I can't really mention it all. Health benefits, I mean, I'm looking 16 if you see me, and I'm gonna clock 31 this year, 2024, and I'm looking as if I'm just a secondary school student. So that's one of the benefits again. And of course, I get to spend my money, and I get to leave my house very early, and some other stuff like that. So cycling to work is actually a very good option, especially if you're living in a country or a city whereby bikes are allowed, you know. So you get to do a whole lot of things, not just getting to work early alone, but health wise you'll be living very, very, very nice. So these are the things that I enjoyed. These are the things that I enjoyed, you know, cycling to work. So right here yesterday I had a crash, but it wasn't that much. But thank God for saving me, because I was just about to run into a huge depth yesterday. Thanks to good braking and the grace of God that saved me. So I'm almost at the office, and I've spent almost like 41 minutes on the road. And the reason why it's so long like that is that inside me running. Inside me running. Àlàyé tún síwájú o. anyhow. You dey say if motor dey come or truck dey come, they hit you, you go say na family problem dey worry you. You get side mirror. Why oyibo create side mirror for you? It's not to look at what your back.
Motor wey dey enter tell me make I go front.
You get sense too. If I go do that one in front of trailer, Seyi Tinubu jẹ́ ń gbé ẹ̀jà rẹ̀ máa bọ̀. Oda, you go get side mirror, you no go use am. Abeg move jare, comot for here, nonsense. Go do am in front of trailer, you go hear am. So these are one of the things that we used to face on the road. So the thing is that you have to be strong and ready to argue. You know, I said earlier that I'm riding in Lagos. If you don't want to have time to waste on the road, you just have to face your journey. So you just see what happened there right now. I had to stop to confront the guy because he's driving whatever is whack, you know, and that's how they used to do in this part of the world. They just enter your road anyhow without even checking what's coming behind them, and that's how they used to have crash, that they will just waste people anyhow. So I'm one of the advocates whereby use your side mirror. You have it. That's why they both create it for you. Beer. So I feel like that's the reason why the manufacturer put it there for you. It's not just for you to put it there and use it to look at it as if you are beautiful. I mean, if you are beautiful or handsome enough. But it's actually for your purpose, whereby you get to see what's coming behind you. So, and for cyclists, you know, I got to look behind me, what's coming. But for these keke people, it's like they are cursed. You know, they will just want to enter, and they believe that they have 1,000 lives saved somewhere or something. And see that keke that we are saying costs about 1 million plus, some even about 2 million naira, and they will just want to jump with it anyhow, probably because they are frustrated with the prepayment of the whatever. Well, this is my office. Thank you for joining me in today's vlog. Hope to hear from you, and do well to subscribe and like my videos. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Woo. Good morning.